Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. We have a lot to get to today, so let's jump right in. Now, I don't have any updates as far as the mysterious voicemail messages that we've been talking about over the past couple of days. Suffice it to say, nobody knows where these voicemails are coming from, what they mean when they're talking about non-humans, and whether it even has something to do with the missing Malaysian's flight. But while we're on the topic of that strange voicemail, and more to the point, the missing Flight 370 from Malaysia that disappeared back in 2014, well, we have a new development here, where after all of these years of search efforts, the billions of dollars spent, and the collaboration between the Malaysian government, the Americans, and a number of other superpowers who have pulled together their search ships and their helicopters trying to find this plane, what happened to it, we still have no answers or clues. But just over the past 24 hours, a new breaking news story on the 4-year-old mystery after a man claims that he has found the missing flight MH370 and that he didn't have to spend millions or billions to do it. He did it for free, in fact, and by simply using Google Maps. Which, if you're new to the channel, this is a software tool that through satellite imagery allows you to visit anywhere on the globe. And so that's what this guy was doing, apparently scouring the oceans surrounding Malaysia, which brings us to today, where the Australian mechanical engineer named Peter McMahon claims to have found the passenger plane which was carrying some 239 souls on board. Now, the man says that he's worked on crash investigations for over 25 years, and he says that he has found the plane using Google Earth. And so, talking recently about what he had done, he basically said that he had spent several months carefully observing images from NASA and Google, and he says that he has found what appears to him as an outline of that plane sitting below the surface of the water around 10 miles south from Round Island, which is north of Mauritius. Mauritius, by the way, is a country off the coast of East Africa. And as you're seeing in this snapshot here from Google Earth, this zoomed out shot showing, sitting among the rocky waters, what appears to be the shape of a white plane. At least that's what it looks like. And zooming in closer, we can see what, well, he's labeled here as the front or nose area of the plane, as well as what appears to be the backside, the cabin section, and it almost looks like we can see some red or reddish markings on the side of the plane here. Now, it should also be noted that the date of this particular satellite imagery was captured in October of 2014, so it's right in the area of when this plane went missing just a few months earlier. However, the man who found this is also alleging that the people in power are doing everything they can to keep all information regarding this finding hidden from the public. And why, you ask? Well, the man says bluntly, quote, "Authorities do not want it found as it's full of bullet holes, and that finding it will only open another injury." And so that's his words. I don't have any evidence to either confirm or deny that this is actually the wreckage of that plane or whether it has bullet holes in it, but this is just what he is saying. And as for the secrecy surrounding this, you know, there have been rumors for years now since this happened that the Malaysian government and others have been keeping something secret regarding the discovery of this plane and what happened to it in the first place to make it vanish. And this sentiment is echoed by a number of the family members of the victims who were on the flight, who also believe that the government is withholding information about what happened. It was also found out back in 2014 that the very last audio recording before the plane went missing that featured the pilots talking back and forth with ground control, well, after they released it and it was analyzed by experts trying to find anything within that might help them narrow down the search, they discovered that these final conversations between the pilots gone missing had been edited, saying that the tapes appeared to have been recorded by at least 2 different audio sources, and that there were parts of the recording with strange silent pauses and earmarks that would allow an expert to deduce that the tape was, in other words, spliced, cut, re-edited together, and that something had been taken out. So yeah, I don't understand the mystery behind this. And that is why there are so many conspiracies about what happened to this plane. And the Malaysian authorities, as well as others, are just as much at fault for that, with their constant secrecy. The main point of this story was that the man believes he found the plane. Now, some people who have looked at this said, well, very well could be. Others have said that the plane is not the right size compared to the Malaysian airline flight. So we will continue to follow this story. And also, another thing to note here is one of the first websites to break this story actually came out of Australia, where this man is from. The webpage news.com.au, which is a very popular Australian news site, and that when visiting it now, it seems to have been completely deleted, leading us to this 404 message. So that was a bit strange, seeing as that they would write up this full report like this, and of course we have a bunch of other websites reporting on it, but they're not deleting it. We don't know anything yet, so that was strange as well. But you guys tell me what you think down below. So now in other news, what is being called a mysterious sea creature has been found washed up ashore in St. Simons Island, off of the Georgia coast. And so as you're seeing in this photograph here, what some have deemed the Loch Ness Monster, or something similar to it, was found washed ashore, leaving many to wonder whether this 4 to 5 foot long creature that featured 2 fins and what they described as very little teeth, about 1/8 of an inch long, and that is this creature a sea monster or just an oddly shaped fish? For now, it remains a mystery. A local writer and novelist contacted the news in the area and claims that he believes the mysterious sea creature looks exactly like the legendary river monster of the Altamaha River, which apparently is a story that goes back decades. The man said that locals refer to the legendary sea creature as Alti, stating that to this day, witnesses can every now and then still see it swimming throughout the waters. And they even have a statue of the object located at a visitor center located in Darien, Georgia. And so could this object here be what was found off the coast? You guys tell me what you think down below. Whatever it is, it definitely doesn't look like any fish or sea creature that I've seen before. But when you take into account that our oceans are 90% unexplored, it suddenly becomes clear that there could be millions of species of fish and creatures out there that we had never seen, and that would be totally alien to us if one of them had washed ashore, just as this one did here. So next, today, we have a couple of UFO sightings to feature for you guys today, the first of which is of an eerie set of photographs that were recently submitted to MUFON of a glowing triangle snapped by a guy shortly after taking off on an airlines flight from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas at around 6:30 a.m. on the 18th. He said, quote, "I was taking photos of the sunrise, and there was this little dot that I was attracted to, but to me it just seemed to be one of the city lights. I kept snapping photos to get the sunrise and the city lights, and I took about 12 photographs total. But when I got home and reviewed the photos, I saw that the last 3 had a glowing orange-green triangle in them." And so here you're seeing one of the photographs. We have the original on the left, and to the right, the blown-up, enhanced version. And this definitely looks like it's high up in the sky between the plane and the clouds below. It doesn't look like it's part of the city lights. It looks clearly to be triangular in shape, and that is emanating a glowing light from within. It doesn't look like it's reflecting anything from the sunset, because it's not at the right angle. Now here we have another set of 3 photos side by side, where again, in all 3, slowly moving through the sky, this same object, which seems to change from green to orange as it passes by. This one is very, very mysterious. Could it be yet another sighting of the TR-3B, which is actually said to be a US military aircraft, but that was created using reverse-engineered alien technology? Now it could be, but most of those sightings describe seeing a black triangular object with a few lights on the bottom, and that does not glow like we're seeing this object here. So this very well could be something else entirely. And anyone taking a future flight over the Dallas or Fort Worth, Texas area, keep your cameras ready, and if you see this thing, shoot me an email and try to get some video. Now lastly, on the UFO front, we have a video here where I discovered something unnatural flying across the moon's surface in a piece of video that comes from the Japanese moon orbiter known as Kaguya. Now, the orbiter that has been up there circling our moon 24/7 for years now has been beaming back some miraculous high-definition video footage of the moon's surface, the best that we've ever gotten. And so after reviewing this footage, I discovered a certain point while they're flying over this massive crater where it appears that something is caught flying up and out of the crater itself. So you're seeing that footage here, and I'm going to circle where the object is. And I'm showing you some different filters here, some different zoomed in shots, just so you can get the best idea of what we're looking at here. Now, at some points, it almost looks, it's got this sort of swimming motion to it, like you would think of a fish, where it sort of speeds up and then slows down and then speeds up again. Now, I don't know if that's just from the video or the gravity on the moon itself, but I think this is definitely an object. Is it another satellite, another orbiter? Well, we have them, but they're not usually that close to the surface of the moon. I mean, this thing looks like it's climbing the crater wall, exiting. So, you guys tell me what you think of this. It's been a while since I've posted some good lunar UFO footage, and with these new satellites like the Japanese one constantly recording HD footage, I think we're going to have a lot more to come, a lot more strange and anomalous activity happening there. And so if you see yours, record it and get it to me. So with that, that is all I have for you guys today. I want to thank you all for stopping by. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Look sharp by grabbing yourself a Secureteam shirt or hoodie. And to all of you in my Insomnia team, I say good night.